Good morning guys and welcome back to another video. I'm currently in Sri Lanka at the Anantara Kalutara Resort. It was again a few days off in Dubai. Decided to travel. Sri Lanka was a destination which came up as it's easier to travel without a visa. So came here last night, checked in, didn't have a very pleasant experience. We were allocated a room which was not up to standards. However, they changed us this morning. So we're here for 4 nights. I'm going to give you a tour of the hotel and the hotel room as well, which we booked in. This video is going to be about an honest review about this hotel. I've come across a lot of things from last night to now which put me off with the property. However, there are pros and there are cons which we'll talk about. But right at the end of the video, before that, we're going to do the hotel tour and the room tour. We'll show you around what's there to do and what's not. We have booked also the Yala Reserve safari for tomorrow, and then we're going to go Colombo the day after. So a lot of things have been planned out. It's just a 4-day trip. So yeah, let's get this day started. So this is the entrance to the hotel. When we walk in, straight down is apparently a public road which goes to another property owned by the same group of hotels. On the right hand side you have the concierge and the check-in area once you come in. That's the entrance for the hotel staff on the right. You have a little car park over here. That's the entrance to the garden view rooms. You have a security desk around over here. This is where they give you a welcome drink and a greeting with some traditional Sri Lankan dance which happens over here at the reception of the hotel. If you go out from here, there is a sports bar. This is the reception check-in area. It's a little sit-in arrangement around here. This is the main bar of the hotel. Which is also connected to the main restaurant for the hotel where you can have your breakfast, lunch and dinner. It's an international restaurant. It is actually quite hot and humid, so make sure you carry the right kind of clothes. A little nice cute chess area. So they told me just walk down straight from the reception area, follow the wooden path. It takes you to one of the restaurants which is called Spice, and also takes you to the spa. So Spice Traders, I think, is the name of the restaurant. A small little garden over here. You see the trees in the background, a lot of greenery. The sun is out. It's good weather. I'm not sweating yet, but it's really hot. You can hear the birds chirping. He did mention there's also a little shop, a souvenir shop, just when you walk down towards the spa. So this, I think, is a souvenir shop over here. A little swing. And that's the lagoon. So we had initially booked a garden view room. They upgraded us to the lagoon view room. have a little boat parked here. So that's the spa, says the Anantara Spa. You can also rent a bike within the hotel for the first 30 minutes, which is free, and then chargeable, I think, at $10 an hour. That's the recreation center, the gym. Saw a monitor lizard. So just outside the gym, they have a zip line called Glider, which you can see here goes from there all the way down to that part of. Let me show you from this side. Maybe you can see the zip line. Yeah, there you see. That's the zip line going all the way down towards the other end of the hotel. So you have activities like banana bow, speed bow, water ski, and things like that. Let's see, what do they have here? That's the ballroom for any kind of events which need to be planned out. Changing rooms, I guess. So now just entering the spa. Let's have a look what they have. So this area is inside the spa, and they have their treatment rooms inside somewhere over there. There's a monitor lizard over there. So for now I'm walking back from the spa. I'm going to go through the international restaurant and walk the way across to the pool. They have two pools. One's a adult pool, full length, which is near the Italian restaurant. I'll show you guys in a bit. But this one is the main pool. The pool view rooms. The sun is out nice and strong today. It was raining when we arrived. Let's just head up to the hotel room right now. We have the Premier Lagoon view. Before we do that, they also have this area over here where you have, I'll show you, they have archery and air rifle, a beehive, a traditional house. You can feed the ducks and the rabbits. So you go down here, you have archery and a few more activities. Our room is somewhere up there. It's room 240. That's where we're staying. Premium lagoon view room. So they have three classes of rooms. They have the premium garden view, the premium lagoon view, and the swimming pool view. I'm going to take the elevator up. I don't want to walk the steps. Little area over here where you can just sit and chill in the evening if you like, have a stroll. It's called the Rose Garden area. Let's see if we can actually walk across. I'm just being careful of the monitor lizards around here. So yeah, there's a pathway which goes further up. I don't want to walk, it's too hot right now. But yeah, a good view of the lagoon. The property does need a little bit of renovation work, which is required. I know it's hard to maintain such properties, but this one I think is about time they invested in some renovation of it. Surprisingly, I reached the third floor. We need to go on the second floor because it says room 338 here to go back down the floor. Let's walk it down because it's easy to walk down. This is what happened when we reached last night. They had to make us wait for about 45 minutes or so to give us the room, even though we landed at midnight, way after the check-in time. And the room was not up to the standards. It was very bad. It is long. I was really upset about it. But anyhow, because we were so tired, we slept through it. And in the morning, while having breakfast, the front office manager came by himself and rectified the issue. They upgraded us to the lagoon view room, which I'll show you now. We'll talk about the disaster and the experience later on in the video.
The next day.
Good morning, guys. It's the last day of the trip at the Anantara. It's 6 a.m. in the morning. Just woke up. You can hear the birds. The sun's out. Sky looks beautiful. I'm just going to head down to the lobby area where I can sit down and give you the review of the hotel. So I actually found like a nice quieter spot. Now let's start with the review and go back to the first night when we arrived. We'll be here for 4 nights. So on the first night when we arrived, we actually came at midnight. Actually our rooms should have been ready. We had booked for a garden view room, and what happened was that they didn't have a king size ready at that time, so they made us wait for 45 minutes to clean the room up, and we were like, okay, so we wait. So once we moved into the room was definitely not Anantara or 5-star standards. So I'll give you a list of things that were wrong. First thing, there was women hair all across the floor. There was a hole in the bed sheet. The towels had threads coming out of it. The lock on the door which leads out to the garden was not working. The slippers which have already been used by a previous guest, and the flush wasn't working. So there were multiple issues. The room had a stench to it, and it wasn't a very pleasant experience. However, because we were so tired and had a long journey, so we slept through. I was sneezing the entire night, and then morning we got up and went for breakfast directly. So at the breakfast table, the front office manager showed up. Now I was curious if he's just coming here, say hello, introduce himself, or there was some issue. So I told him I'll speak to him after we finished breakfast, and we met up again at the lobby area. And what they did was they upgraded us to the Lagoon View Premier Room. Now I told him specifically I would like to see the room before we move in, because we were not happy with the first room, which they did. They were very flexible with it. They showed me the room. I approved it. Everything was in order, and that's when we decided to actually move to that room. Now, having said that, that is exactly how a 5-star room should be. The next day, we actually left for the Yala National Reserve, which is like a 3-hour drive going and 3 hours coming back. And then we had to wake up early in the morning around 2 o'clock, which we did. And we were pretty tired, right? So when we came back, we just crashed. Now before that, we went to the Italian restaurant and we had a meal over there where I asked for cold towels, and the cold towels that were given to me had a hole inside it. I was surprised. No 5-star in this world, and we traveled a lot this year. We went to like 7 countries, and none of the hotels had a torn hand towel with a hole in it. I was like surprised. I showed it to my girlfriend, and I didn't say much on it, but I think the lady who was serving us, she noticed, and then I was like, whatever it is, let's just eat. And then we went back to a room and we crashed and we slept because we were so tired. And what happened was there was the housekeeping guys outside in the corridor, and they were literally like shouting across the corridor, speaking to each other. It's pretty loud, and you can hear them very easily inside the room. And it woke me up, and I went outside and I told him, listen, why are you guys screaming? Can't you just like keep quiet and communicate? And he's like, sorry sir, I apologize, no problem. Instantly left a review on Google saying that you can't even sleep in this hotel, let alone the room being okay, or the dining restaurants having holes in the towels. Now the next morning, what happened is we were having a nice latte, and we asked for straws. So this gentleman brings a straw with bare hands and puts it inside the drink, where we thought it was pretty unhygienic, because normally the straws should be packaged or covered in plastic or paper. And I raised this issue as well with the front office manager, and I told him, listen, there are a list of things that were wrong in the hotel. It's just going on and on. Moving forward after that day, and the next 3 days, we didn't have issues with the straws. They were giving packaged straws, but I don't understand why they didn't do it in the first place, because if they did that, the guests would not be upset about anything. The same day, housekeeping came through, knocked on the door. I was sleeping, and I was like, come back later. It's my fault I didn't put the do not disturb sign, but anyways, what he did was he came back again after 15 minutes, and he knocked on the door, housekeeping, and he just opened the door and came inside the room. You cannot just barge into a room like that, and that left us pretty uncomfortable as well. And by this time we had it. Like, there is absolutely no customer service in this hotel. The hotel really needs to train its staff properly, apart from doing some upgrades to the basic amenities they have within the hotel. So much had happened by this point of time that the front office manager had offered us to move to the private pool villa on the last day, and we kind of declined it, because anyways we were going to travel this morning. There's no point moving rooms 3 times on a 4-night trip, which they should have done on the first day, to be honest, which they failed on. So what happened is we pushed off to Colombo on the last day of our trip, and then we came back. The front office manager again was waiting for us. A very nice gentleman, but one person cannot be responsible for the actions and training of the entire hotel. He was doing his part. Kudos to him. He was very nice. So he arranged an Italian dinner on the house for us, and at this point point of time, Anantara really, upped their game and, served us the way they should have. So the food was amazing. They took care of the hand towels. There was a very attentive waitress over there. He was listening to us, chatting with us. That's the experience what a guest is always looking for. In the morning, we woke up about 5:30, and my girlfriend, she wanted a Red Bull can. Now, 3 days ago, she had a Red Bull can. The guy came in, he checked the mini bar, he took account of it, but he didn't replace the Red Bull. So this morning, when I opened the fridge to have a Red Bull, there's no Red Bull in there. Not a problem. We're not going to make a big fuss about it. But then I called reception and I called in-house dining at 5:30 a.m. in the morning, and there's no answer. Absolutely no answer for about 30 minutes. And then someone answers the reception, and I said, I've been trying to call, I need a Red Bull. And he's like, sorry, there was a power outage. What are the chances of there being a power outage only when I had to call them, which again was ridiculous. So we had to wait for the Red Bull to come in after about 15-20 minutes. By that time, we'd already taken a shower, packed our bags, and ready to leave for the airport. So guys, this is just an honest review from my side. I think the hotel has a long way to go in terms of training the staff and, upgrading the amenities and the service that they're providing. They were all excuses which were given, which I really don't think should be given from a 5-star hotel, especially with a brand like Anantara. Other than that, location-wise, the hotel is about 1.5 hours away from Colombo. So it did take us a time to get here, and then another 3 hours to the Yala National Reserve Park. It's placed somewhere in the middle between Colombo and Yala Reserve. So we had to go up and down Colombo, Yala Reserve a couple of times in the car, and now again we need to get to the airport. It's going to take an hour and a half. So what we should have done is technically stayed at this hotel for about 3 nights, and the last night pushed off to Colombo so we can do things there and then fly to the airport from Colombo. So now it's time for us to head to the airport. Nothing against the hotel. I was in two minds if I should post this review or not, because most of the things are negative. I don't want them to feel that I've just been negative about it. They have made a considerable amount of effort to keep us happy, but once the damage is done, the damage is already done. Hope you guys have liked this video. If you did, subscribe to the channel, smash the like button, and leave us a comment. I'll see you guys soon in another vlog.